One of the things that is a common thread with all personal development is those people who are successful in life, in business, have really great practices, both for their physical health and their mental health. Recognize that, over a year ago, I was not consistent in my morning habits. In fact, even over this summer, I kind of fell off that truck, and I really noticed a huge difference in my productivity and even in my mental health. I just want to come again today and just talk about the importance of having those practices in your life that really will serve you well and also help you perform at your optimum level. So one of the things that is really important is that you move your body at least 3 days a week. Because I really focus on my physical health, that gives me so much energy throughout the day. It starts my day off in the right way for me. But just as important to that is your wind down at night. And that's something that I've really discovered with some of the personal development stuff I'm listening to lately. So it's so important that we have a bedtime practice. Today, I want to focus on how you wind down. I had to start getting ready for bed probably an hour before it was bedtime. So that usually involved taking a bath, getting cleaned up for the next day. Now I'm talking when I was a child, right? Reading, my mother would come and read to me, or I would read a book before I go to bed, which really quieted my mind. And I know a lot of adults now read before they go to sleep, and there's a reason you do that, because those are habits that were embedded and were successful for you when you were a child. So the importance of taking that time to wind down so that you can free your mind of all of those things that run in your head when you go to bed, because that's one of the challenges, right? We go to bed, we wake up where our heads are running about what the next day will bring. One of the things that I'm doing now, because I journal in the evening, is I kind of like release those things. And I also give myself permission and a reality check that no matter what happens in between that hour before I'm getting ready for bed and the time that I lay my head on the pillow, I can't change anything for the next day. I can write it in my journal, and that's what I do, which releases it to the next day. Because even if I did that at night, whoever's receiving that instruction or it's just not going to change things, right? So if you work with a team member, hopefully they're in bed, so you shouldn't expect them to read your email that late at night and take action. So not only am I giving myself permission to release it to the next day, but I'm also very mindful of those people that I work with. Like, I don't want to give them that task that late at night either, because not only am I ruining my sleep, I'm ruining theirs too as well. So first of all, 3 hours before you go to bed, that's the last time you should eat. So what happens is when you eat close to the time that you go to sleep, your body starts metabolizing the food. So that kind of revs you up a little bit. So stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. 2 hours before you go to bed, stop any type of work. So that means work for your corporate job, work on your side gig. If you're an entrepreneur, you've got to shut it down 2 hours before you go to bed. What that does is it allows your mind to sort of calm itself for those 2 hours. I got to tell you, I've been kind of burning the candle at both ends right now, because I'm working my corporate job and I'm really focusing on my coaching business as well. So I've had to be extremely disciplined. I've got to actually watch the clock. So I go to bed at 9 p.m. So it's 7 p.m. I got to shut it down, because I have worked some evenings past that, and I have a really hard time getting to sleep because I'm still in work mode. That's 2 hours. And then 1 hour before you go to bed, and I know a lot of people sing this song, and it is very applicable. You got to shut down the screens, guys. One of the things I learned last week listening to Mel Robbins is make sure none of your devices are in your bedroom. Discipline yourself to wind down at night, it is really, really critical. And also give yourself grace, like let it go. And if that means that you journal that hour before you go to bed, I find that works for me. It's a great practice, but I write down, first of all, how my day has gone. And then as I'm writing that down, I'm going through my checklist. If there's anything that's sort of outstanding, it just transfers to the next day and I let it go. So before I go to bed, I have a hot bath. Now, I've been doing that probably, I can't even remember how long I've been doing that. It's just something that I do as part of my wind down. What that does is it really relaxes your body. It gets your core temperature up so you're nice and warm, and it just like is very, very soothing. So I absolutely recommend that. I know a lot of people aren't into baths, so have a hot shower, but that releases a lot of the tension in your body. So I highly recommend that as well. Inspire others, connect with those who matter most, and cultivate creativity in everything that you do.